we'll take any questions. Go ahead.
Just as you guys both, I guess, have really gotten established here over the last few weeks, what's really stood out to you as you've started to roll your sleeves up and get really familiar with the organization and what you're seeing now?
Yeah, we've had an opportunity to evaluate, the entire organization, get to know some of our players, start to lay out the plan to move forward. So it's exciting. We know the challenge that's in front of us. There's a lot of work that has to be done. And while that's going on, we're interviewing for our staffs, studying the drafts, preparing for free agency, preparing for summer league, and starting our organization for next season in the plan.
Are there some things you've learned that you didn't know, like getting in? Anything in particular stand out that you didn't really know before working here?
Great restaurants. Yeah. No, I think as you get in town, and we came in an interesting time because obviously there was a lot in front of us, and so we're getting our processes in place, and then we have a focus on the draft and beyond that, which is an important time this next month, but also keeping an eye on staffing as we move forward and look forward to an exciting year. And I think, coming in here, we thought it would be exciting, but this has really been an exciting time for us.
When looking at team needs, guys, whether it's defense, toughness, rebounding, we're shooting on that pecking order, and how does it relate to the number 5 pick?
Well, you never, as you guys can see, when you watch the finals and you look at the playoffs, you have enough shooting. So you're always thinking about it. And for us, how we cover the line and how we execute to create more three-point scoring opportunities for ourselves, open up the floor. But that's one aspect of it. To be efficient on both ends, that's important. Getting to the free throw line is important. Protecting the rim is important. So there's a lot that will go into it. And I think that, right now, when you go through the games from last season, you're looking at a team that will probably be different next year in terms of a draft pick, free agency, and then how the roster will unfold. So you're trying to figure out the style of play, what fits the team best, how to take advantage of strengths, how to cover up your weaknesses, and also prepare for our opponents going forward.
As far as talent goes in this draft, compared to other drafts, how does it kind of size up?
I think it's a very good draft, and right in our area. When you look at the players that we're looking at, it has us excited. I think also the amount of attention we're getting from other teams gives you an indication of how good the pick is. So we'll see in the next 48 hours what that means, but we like the range we're in, and it looks like it'll be a good one.
You hear a lot of talk about, they want you to move down in the draft, or is it for players, is it everything, what is it?
I'd say it again, I'm sorry.
When you dangle that 5th pick, or when they call, are they offering players, or do they want you to move down in the draft? What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's letter D, all of the above, and I think that in this time of year, there's a lot of things that are thrown out, a lot of ideas, and so we'll just sort that out and see what the best fit for us is. But when you do have a high pick like this that we have in a healthy draft, a strong draft, naturally you're going to get a fair amount of attention on it. So we'll sort that out and see whether it fits to make a deal or to keep the pick and go forward with it.
It looks like things are really going to start to unfold with Boston at that 3rd pick as far as the way the rest of the draft is going to go. What kind of feeling do you guys have for certainty, how you think the 3rd and 4th picks are going to go and what that's going to lead to?
I think, tough for us to answer, hypothetical questions about those guys, but the teams ahead of us are well managed, and they're we'll see what happens, but we know how many good players who are in the draft, and being at 5, we feel good about that.
Aside from stuff like height and quickness, what's the toughest thing to develop from a kid coming over from Europe or from college for the pro game?
Well, I think it's a big adjustment when you come into the league, because it's a different game, and then you have to learn a new system, and then you have to learn your teammates, and then you have to learn the opponent. But you have to develop a good understanding of what your job is, and then be able to go out there and do your job. So that takes time, and but if you put the proper amount of work into it each and every day, and strive for improvement. Because everything that you're doing at this level, it's going to be 5-man offense, 5-man defense. So having a good understanding of what that is critical. So I'd say the first step is learning how to be a pro.
Do you have too much youth if you take like say an 18-year-old kid or somebody, I mean, is that a concern?
Well, I think as a coach, you have to base your decision on performance. So if a young guy comes in and he shows that he can handle it and he performs well, he plays. If he needs more time, then the first step is to practice well. Usually when you practice well, you're going to play well. So you go step by step. In the first question about do you have too much of that, it's a hard question to answer. Ideally, there's a balance. There's some young guys, some guys that are in the middle of the road, and then some veterans that can contribute. So I think you want a balanced roster, but if a young guy proves he can play,